Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Josie. Get to connecting with you for August 2nd. August 2nd, 2 days prior to new moon in Leo. And what I've discovered of these two biweekly live tarot connections is that new moon connections or pre-new moon, post-new moon connections, things around this time, will tend to be sharing on top of right stuff to support us for this cycle, this moon cycle, but also stuff to support us for the month of August. Month of August. Some bits. And then that it leaves our full moon connection, be it pre-full moon, post-full moon, to be a divination discussion to support. They're almost sharing like our aches and pains within the month to support us, to help us keep going, to help us keep moving, and potentially share things to support us in the transition, right? In the transition as we step in towards potentially another solar month, another moon, new moon cycle. So I hope that gives some clarification on how these lives have been situated, it seems, with my team. And if you're new to my channel or divination, please note that I share these bi-weeklies and then collate them in a playlist called Ground Base Tarot to support you and your rhythms. And since they're progressive, right, since they're moving with time with us, then they're there to, they kind of share, like you can access parts of the message in other videos, right? To know that they're kind of like strings, like they build on top of each other and sometimes coincide or intersect. And if you're newer to tarot being a direct channel, know that at times if I speak and share direct message, as you see, I'm already covering my head to support connection, but I may also even add additional covering dependent. And it's not to scare you. It is simply just to share that I might also need additional support and covering to share the collated message that is coming through. And with that, they're sharing each event, like each time we connect, to trust that there will be always this kind of like introduction and welcoming time, to allow you to kind of get situated if you wish to be a part of it. And then from there, we have a centering time. We have a breathing time together so that there's almost an invitation for you to welcome in your ancestors, an invitation to welcome in your body, or an invitation to welcome in your connection to the earth as well within this, so that you can also continue to receive. For the spaces between what I may share in the silences or in the breaths are always invitations to see what comes in that silence from within, to add to the story, to add to what is being shared. I will choose, dependent on the moon cycle we're going into, there may be different tarot that is being requested to be read. So I carry different decks. And so trust that the cards pulled, you're welcome to reference. You're welcome to Google and search further information or access further information in any way. Because, of course, this live connection has a limit in time, meaning that I'm not here to share all message. I'm here to share just simply what is most relevant or what is most pertinent for us to listen to together, to receive together. So with that, I welcome in water. I welcome in the fluids. I welcome in the liquids. Water is calling. Water is calling for this month up ahead. So may you take lots of space and breaks to enjoy the support and the flow of what water can bring in as you connect and perceive or take in further information. For this month there's going to be a plethora of information to take in and eat and chew on and sift through, and all the things that we do within our mind with information. So may this process welcome simply sips of water to support, to allow that flow to support what is being felt and experienced in. Okay. And of course, I may draw some oracle cards as well with certain helper decks to assist in certain messagings or rhythms of how to share the message. And I will list, as always, after the live, what decks I'm utilizing and working with. So if you wish to work with them as well. So if we welcomed in water, let's welcome in breath. Let's welcome in air. Allow yourself to make some noise with your breath, to see where that air goes once you welcome it in, where it supports dispersion of things, where it may also access hard points or uncomfortable points within. Just allow breath. Breath is important this month and always, isn't it? Let's just give gratitude for our breathing, our capacity at this point in time on these crossed lines, that we are breathing, that life is in our lungs, that movements are shared within our body. Welcome, Paco. No one alive too. I have lots of good protectors around me. So meaning at times you might hear dogs barking or other things howling. And to know that's the beauty of alive. It makes us comfortable with disruption. It makes us comfortable in knowing that we can still breathe. We can still breathe amidst different sounds. We can still breathe amidst different movements or noises in the background. That you can still be in connection to your breath. That you can still be in connection to your body. Even when a siren sounds, even when you hear construction in the back of a most beautiful nature moment. There is a cacophony of sounds at present. And there will be a desire to access still with no sound. And to know those times can be sweet. They could be in the bath, just placing your head under the water, in swimming, or in if you live by a close body of water. There's a sweet silence that can occur when you submerge yourself in water. Other still points may be, there's all these things like the noise canceling headphones or like these things, right? See what you need to support your rhythms in the day this month. Forwards, onwards. so that between all the efforts, the actions, the choices and decisions made within your day and within your movements or non-movements, to allow spaces in between, to gift yourself some times in silence. For we know then in that silence around us, there might be much, much, much noise and disruptions inside to listen to. Are you still breathing? Are you open to receiving? Big breaths as we welcome in the stones. That may be around you in your homes, that you may be lying on, seated on. They're even sharing the stones in your bones. To welcome in the solid. For as much as we are allowing our movements, our breathings, our rhythms, to also welcome in the solid and the strong. I may remind you of breath through this process. For they are sharing, there needs to be much, much reminders of breath. Big breaths this week, big breaths this month. Space, take time for breath. Take space, take time for water. Give grace, give thanks to food. Ensure your care to support your being well amidst all the flux. Thank you for that welcoming. Nudge to first go to Mother Peace Tarot today. A circular tarot. Plant Spirit Oracle is calling. The plants are calling. Work with them. Oh, that's sweet. And even the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. So we're welcoming in the AAs, the Ahs, all the Ahs, the ancient ones, the ancestors, the angels. Welcome, welcome in the big ones. Welcome, welcome in the ones that are most beneficent, most beneficial, most wondrous, most respected, most beloved, most supportive for our well-being as a whole. Okay. 3 cards. You're getting some sweet luck. So 3 cards from an Angels and Oracle, Ancestors Oracle. Already getting my words all messed up. That's going to be fun. 2 from the Plant Spirit Oracle. One might be from another Oracle deck, but I'm going to wait. And then the Mother piece will come once we first see some of the preparations for us to take in the sips of tarot, right? Because tarot, you know that as soon as you bring in tarot's like the teeth that's giving you the things to chew on. Tarot is the stuff that you know can nourish, but it also might feel at first. You might have to boil it. You might have to stew it. You might have to simmer with it to allow its flavor over time to become more robust. This is how they're describing it right now, which is quite sweet. I thank you. I have to give thank you as well to my team of counsel, of seers, of believers, of ones that can support readings like such for us, whomever chooses to step into the video, whoever chooses to listen in. We welcome you, be it in the live, be it in the replay, be it at a later date. Ooh. Okay. All right. So ancestors are first requesting some things to be part of this reading. Okay. So meaning that there's certain pertinent points that I have to address. Okay. And they will be kind of woven throughout. But the first card is Warrior. And it shares the words, be fearless and stand strong. Oh, sweet message. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sweet, strong protectors and guardians of our lineages. Thank you. Thank you. Call them in. Welcome their support. Welcome their support and trust that they don't have to be standing beside you for you to be strong. You can ask them to go to the periphery. You can go, they share it called, go to the outskirts of your lands, of your energy. Go to the outskirts of your land. Ask them to like step into that space or that liminal space between the possibility of the space where there could be disruptions. It's a good time to ask for protection and support from your guardians and the protectors of your lineage. So that being fearless, that invitation to be fearless and stand strong is not just only in you, not just only in I. It is a conglomeration of agreements that you can ask for the strong ones, the protected ones, the protecting ones to step forwards and assist you in your strength, to assist you in feeding that strength within, as well as all around you. Sorry, they want to be very clear. It's not just feeling strong within, but strong as well actually in your walk, in your movements, and yeah, all around. They keep sharing all around. Ask for protection and strength for things all around, as well as then feel that all around support can spiral in to the deepest point too, and then spiral potentially out into further things beyond. And specifically in these protectors or guardians that you're being asked to work with this month and to start to initiate further trust that you are not walking alone in this body, is that there's going to be some doubts or consternations of which ones to invite in. The ones that kept the lands safe for their communities. The ones that supported Earth in its rhythms and its care, The caregivers, those are the type of protectors, the ones that have deep, deep love for the earth, as well as deep, deep love for your body, for the humans, so to speak, on this earth. Those are the protectors you wish to call in. Okay? Call in the ones that have a deep, deep connection and reverence and love for the earth. Earth protectors, earth keepers, land tenders. These are the, if you need additional ways of knowing how to call in further ancestral support for this month. As well, there may be certain adornments, certain things. They kind of remind me, they're like, hey, like this was gifted, in the awareness of what it was for me to support me in my work from ancestor connection, from connection with. So know that you may also start to get messages of ways to wear jewelry or certain things this month. Okay? Earrings, it could be. It could be certain things that have been gifted, as well as certain things that you might craft with artisans to support your rhythms. You might see them in dreams. You might see them in meditations, or what some of these protectors or guardians are wearing that you wish to emulate in real life, right? Like to bring into actually what you adorn yourself with, and trust that those are amulet. So amulet is going to be a very good thing this month to support your protections and rhythms. And to eat. Ancestors, and protectors always have lots of ways to support and assist our body. So they're reminding you, eat lots of good vegetables if you have the privilege of accessing vegetables. Okay? And I'm going to share some ways if you don't. So if you have the privilege of accessing fresh vegetables, think of the things that carry lots of water in. Things that might carry crunch as well are going to be very good for our equilibrium in body this month. Raw, and when needed to, lightly steamed, if needed. But to just remember, if water is calling and asking us to hydrate, that includes hydrating foods, things that you ingest into your system. And even gels, like aloe vera gel, or like those types of things that just have good gel in them of a vegetable or plant, will be good to support. And so if you don't have access to fresh veg, they wish to share, there are certain herbs, find out things that grow in your area, the greens that grow in your area. And many of them are actually very beneficial, a lot of these things that people call weeds. And so you can just be like, if you see them, you could be like, can I weed? Can I take some of the weeds? And I'm sure they'd be like, sure. So two that are coming up very clearly are lamb's quarters, which have been used. You can take, Google these things up, but it's a occurring weed. I know for sure in my area, which is like of the North Americas. Okay. Purslane is calling a lot for that. Again, grows, spreads, and not everybody wants it. And so then, but that is a very good high nutrient succulent, something that has kind of like that juice and the nutrients in to support our hydration. our hydration. And people think that when I speak of that it's a hot month in August, that just might mean climate-wise. See, yes, but also hot in the amount of things that are going to be intensely experienced or expressed in the mind, in the body, on the earth, all the things at once. So it's not the gift fear, it's going, these are good ways, right? Ancestors come in and share good ways to support our equilibrium amidst all that stuff so that we can not lean into all the fears. They're reminding you all, sorry, as well as I. They're like, remember the cycle, last moon cycle we shared, it's facing the fears. And so the fears, it's not like then you could face them all in a month and then they're going to go away. But by you processing and potentially leaning into some of the fears and doing some of that work that was prompted in the last new moon, or you're welcome to also listen to it this month, you know what I mean? And to see what pings within for you to practice. For fearless is not that it's gone, it's eradicated. It's just knowing that even in you carrying fear, you don't feel less or unsecure or incapable. That you, even in carrying fear, you can call upon the support and know that with the support of the ancestors, with the support of the elements, with the support of your body, with the support of earth, with the support of air, with the support of, you see, with the support of water, that then it will feel like less fear inhibiting you from feeling that you are stable in this moment that we are in, yeah, that is intense or immense. Spirit Fox comes up. Trust your talents in changing times. Woo! I thank you, Spirit Fox. Whenever I receive this beautiful helper, they come when there is a time of tough. Changing times we are in. There's going to be a lot of shit out there that will try to take your attention and get you to listen in to what, or like the predictions of the time, or like to what this time is all about. Listen to it with a grain of salt. Just trust that we are in agreement of these changes. Yeah. Big ways in agreement. So in the knowing of the signing up for this, being here, living, breathing here during these changing times, to trust the skills collated that you have. Okay, this you will start to discover that people will ask for skills or aspects, and you will flow and share some things, and then you'll be like, whoa, how wondrous. I assisted that thing from a thing that I learned at another time in my life. Do you see what I mean? It's like, they're like, just trust that what you are carrying in these changing times is enough, but also can be grown upon, like can be hydrated, nourished, and cared for and repurposed. There's a beautiful ask for repurposing of things. And so be open to not allowing the mind to just like take the right way that it sees right away. And like, if let's say like you have a gift, you share the talent or you share the skill, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to maximize and capitalize on this gift now because it seems like it's flowing. They're like, watch out for those potholes. Watch for those kind of like landmines, the times when the mind is going to think that it knows it all now, and that you're going to want to like then just jump and do quick and swift. Trust in the interactions with the skills and the talents. Trust how they may flow and be asked of you throughout your days in surprising ways at times. Trust the rhythm. See how you can flow. Learn with water. See how you can flow through the days. Give lots of space, lots of breaks to breathe, to take still points, to take tending and care points for yourself this month, amidst all of the things that gather and gain your attention. For many of you that work with spirit does share with this card that some of you you will feel like you're like, I've done a lot of initiations. I'm like, I'm done with all these activations. I'm done with the skills. I'm done with like further talents. I'm done with more curating more further gifts, because there's just so much is being asked of me in these changing times that I just feel done. And they're like, allow the initiations that occurred before to open and to reveal their wonder, or to reveal their magic. Over time, there's a distillation process in what was received before. And so to trust that always there might be more, to work and allow an open mind this month. Lots of deep practice in the mind this month. Lots of deep practice and work in the mind this month. Need to emphasize that. So be aware that mental fluctuation and movement needs tending and care too, just like how your body needs food and water and breath and air and sun and all these things, to tend to the wellness of your mind, our mind, to allow breaks from mental figuring things out, or from like they share like just mental consternation. If things make it very, very pressurized in the mind this month, to trust that your limit has been reached, and then to take space and process. And processing is not then chewing on all the things and figuring out how they make sense together and going into those types of spirals. But it's like kind of going, okay, I'm at a point of too much, and they keep giving this vision, right? And I've shared the spiraling already in this video. But it's like, find the thing that triggered the too much, the overwhelm, the mind soup, the mental chatter, the cacophony, the chaos. Access that place, and then visualize that you're churning like butter, churning like butter from that spot out, like, and then you're just kind of asking in that visualization and intention of movement in the mind, that you're just like washing, the churning of the butter. This beautiful butter is just continuing to help dispel out any of the caca, and then allowing further grace and spaces for you and your breath this month. Which comes to the last card, which is summer. Bask in joy and light. Summer is going to be a hot one. The amount of light will be intense and immense. Learn from the bees, the honeybees. Look at the honeycomb to support you. Sorry, whenever the bees come in, it takes me some breaths. They share of a good hum and a rhythm, right? We know bees have a strong vibration to make that noise even. And I keep loving that one time I came across this video when they slowed down the bees. The sound of the bees, and instead of you hearing that of the hive, it sounded like cats purring. It was so soft. So things will feel, do you see in that? They'll be like, the things will feel and sound around a lot and in. And so we need to then slow it down, just like that beautiful video, to know that that slower can feel like just like a cat purring, the medicine of a cat purr. And slowing it down doesn't mean for you to slow down your movements. We're not going to all of a sudden just be like, and move slow. They're just like, allow more space for things, you know? And then I was even talking about this with someone prior, that it's like, it's incredible. Like something that I think is going to be a half hour of time, or like what I budgeted, or let's say an hour of time, or this ends up being a much more ish. There's just, things are going to be experienced fuller and richer. So enjoy that, right? Enjoy the process of what you actually choose and commit to in events or dates. You see what I mean? Or connections and speakings and communications with groups or with people, with each other, with the land, with yourself, right? It's like all of those things just give more space between them, because they might feel richer and fuller and actually take longer. And so then there might be less on a day, right? On a day's cycle. And in the space, then you can remember the importance of drinking water, of being in water, of being in the dirt, or specifically like covering in the mud if you wish to, rolling around in it, playing in it, as well as then the beauty of food, the importance. You know, sometimes in our societies, like, and you know, we're trained to like give effort and fullness and richness to all the things that we're committing to, but then we don't give fullness and richness to this wondrous being that we have committed to, yeah, and caring for. And so it's like, they're like, just remember that eating a meal, preparing the food, putting it together, eating it is another event. Allow these things to become like just like another thing that is so important, that you can allow space and time to enjoy the experience. So that's really what I get with this invitation of joy in this experience of what might feel as intensity or difficulty, is to go as much space and time and awareness and attention that I give my another, like another person, a cause, a human, a animal, anything. Can I gift that same attention to how I feed myself, how I bathe myself, how I clothe myself, how I care, Okay. Honor your lateness. Know that your rhythms just might be gentler. Plants come in. Of course, air. How sweet. I was sharing, there's a big emphasis on breath this month. I shared a little breathing connection at the beginning, but I committing to endeavor to share as many breathing videos as I can on this channel to support some breath practices, okay? To support. It shares the words breath, logic, and exchange. See how that there's that little seed of logic. There's going to be a lot of stuff that might seem illogical, that give extra mental work to try to find the logistics or to find the understanding amidst all the content that is being dispersed and shared. And so they're like, when you kind of get into the logic, take some big breaths, and see what you might need to exchange out, expel out, share out to support clearing the mind. Air is going to support the minds. And also trust the things that also look like they're ending. The things I'm seeing in this plant, right? This plant that's kind of like at the end of its life, where the seeds are now just fluffs and blowing out to disperse, right? So the plant looks like it's done, like it's dying. But then those seeds are being dispersed in the air to not just let that plant grow again, but to disperse and promote more life, more seeds, more plants. So to honor the scattering of the seeds, even this late in the season, to honor the things that feel complete in you so that you can then share them out in your breaths, in your communications, and see where they reach. They're just like, see where they reach. This might bring up stuff in the throat this month of like stopping the communication, stopping sharing some of those seeds. So drink lots of water, support the throat. Even if the throat feels very, support it with like some good oils or like oily things as well as wet things. Ground ivy. Ground ivy shares recognition, service, and appreciation. Keep the vision alive. Keep the intention alive. In integrity. Make the intention simple. Simple. Simplify intention. Find the simple words, the simple truths amidst all this stuff, amidst all the things coming that you want and need. What is the simplified intention? Get to that. Get to that this month. And so then you can allow all the other things. You can allow the multiplicity because you know every aspect of this comes from that, comes from this, comes from that main plant, that main intentional growth. Write it down, draw it, create it, explore your intentionality this month. Place them out, sing them out when you are in the water. Chant them with the air as you walk, as you breathe. Plant them in your work in the grounds. In the doings, in all the doings this month. Refine the intention until it sings sweetly from your lips. in a very clear statement. Simplify it. Simplify it. We have many causes right now. We have much that requires support on these planes, in body, in land, on earth, in all the things. So to support all of the causes, all of the things, all of the efforts, all of the places of focus, they're just asking, what do these all things have in common? Find the commonality, the heart thread they're almost sharing, right? Find the thread of the heart that is woven through all of the things that, oh, I need to do this. I need to be a part of this. This has to be helped. This has to happen. All of the things that are most important, and bring up the need or the desire to want to do. Or like discover those, observe those, and then start to really just craft and breathe and whisper and play with finding that simplified intention and continue to repeat, to affirm it, to groove it in to the mind, to the brain, to affirm it, and then to allow that to ripple out body, surroundings, and beyond. Okay. I love how there's a lot of messages you see that was gentle. I spent more time in this tarot sharing oracle. Does that make sense? Because it's going to be an intense month. It's going to be immense. So how sweet that we got 5 helpers to share message for us already. And so I'm getting first just to take one tarot. Okay. Oh. This is neat because of this card. Sometimes we have to discover that, like, because I do personal readings too. And why I do collective reads is because it blows my mind away of how much we think is personal in our rhythms. How much we think it's just happening to ourselves. And then as being a reader, right? Like, but from working as an artista with tarot and working with divination, you start to see that there are rhythms, there are cycles of guidance that actually peek through and seep through between what people feel is their deep personal, and of course then going, maybe it's not just I, maybe it's not just me feeling this, experiencing this, moving through this. Hence why the wonder of then sharing a collective reading, a group reading, for whatever grouping this is that joins, do you see, live, as well as joins in the aftermath, right? Or the afterlife they kind of share of the record on the replay. We're all part of a group. Even if we've never met each other. It's not wild. Even if we haven't even built an established trust between each other to even have a conversation. That there is something that is innately linking. Sorry, we need to take away the linked, linking us, because it's a present thing. It's not a past. It's not a past. So this card has come up. It's just kind of what I'm sharing in the pre's of the new moon. And so I share it with you. Number 9 in the major arcana, crone. Number 9 in the major arcana also is the hermit in the Rider-Waite tarot. Okay. Thank you. So they're sharing, because there's a bit of a different message in the mother piece that is wishing to be shared with the wording of this card, which might be also in conjunction with Hermit. You can always look forwards, is that they are just asking for me to also take one card from a tarot that is more in line with the Rider-Waite to share further message. And then that's it. Dear Spirit, what is in congruence with the crone to support? Thank you. This one will come from the This Might Hurt Tarot deck. One of my faves when working with the Rider-Waite Smith, like a little bit more like that. Thank you. Okay, 6 of Pentacles. Upright. A lot of times in our group collectives, we get reversals, right? Thinking reversals of fortune because there's so much misfortune in the collective is kind of what I'm hearing. This is a time that is asking us for balance, of learning what that actually means, of learning what a true equilibrium inside of us feels like. And it is not about trying one way or the other. They're sharing, it's kind of funny. They're reminding me almost of, like, you know, when people say, like, oh, that's the 3D stuff. Oh, this is now I'm in the 5D, so that doesn't pertain to me. They're like, stop splitting shit. All of it's important. All of it's important. How can you find an equilibrium between the things that feel like they're mundane tasks, responsibilities, the things you have to do so that you can make money, the things that you have to do to live here in these societies and systems that we are in currently, while also tending and caring and in giving the same attention and awareness and love to the things that might feel less mundane, might feel most joyous, might feel most nourishing, might feel most nurturing to your soul. Find good, true equilibrium. They're like, look up the word, look up the roots of equilibrium. Tend to your roots. Discover how to not manipulate circumstances anymore. We have enough manipulation on these planes, don't we? Thank you very much. Strong messages coming through right now. It is not about being the perfect person right now. Nothing is perfect outside of us, yes? Everything is perfectly fucked. So allow yourself to be perfect. Allow yourself to be perfectly fucked. To honor things that don't make sense together. Honor things that you're like, I have to do these things and they seem so different. Trust. They're like, trust that the understanding of what is that simple thing that links these things all together will start to make sense this month if you try or if you allow that process within it. Stop thinking things are 50-50 and that means perfect balance or harmony. Because that is a teaching of sides. We know that we need to look beyond sides. You're going to see a lot of siding of things in this month. Politically, but expand that. Expansively, they're sharing. Expansively. All. In many, many different ways. It's not just going to be in what you read in the news, but you are going to see many sides And they'll want you to pick a side, to choose a side that has been defined as a side. Watch that. Watch that. It is not about being neutral, but it's remembering in duality there is more than two. There is multiplicity. Bees coming back in. Many, many, many views, many ways, many bodies, many people, many things. So to honor, instead of discovering what is right and good for me or what is wrong, you see, it's like stop categorizing them in those two things. Just honor all the things that you are efforting in. Honor all the things that you are honoring in your day, that you have consented to, that you've agreed to share your presence, your voice, your connection, all of the things of you in with others. And honor the times between those agreements to give you space so that then you can find a good equilibrium of how you can come forwards. Remember how you can come forwards strong, stable, feeling that you are not going to be swayed into changing your scales to match someone else's. We all have a unique equilibrium system. There is a necessity and a need to discover how to feel secure within self, not even secure within self, secure, how to feel secure. Money. There's an importance in that right now. To discover how you can feel secure so that you don't then have to continuously feed into these capitalist systems of feeling I don't have enough. I am not enough. Not good enough, not expert enough, not anything enough. They're like, be aware of the pull of these old systems on us. I even feel it. They're trying to extract stuff this month to support it. This is a good time for energy support of your body. If you're feeling that the equilibrium is perfectly fucked to the point that you can't move, walk, or do things without continuously experiencing pain, ask for help. Do you see? Help. Help comes. We share help. We give help. We ask for help. They're like give and gift. Give and gift. Ask for it. Ask for help. Open to help, as well as open to sharing help, because they're like the feeling is mutual. Mutual. Many people need aid. Many people need help. And it feels weird to go, how can I find my equilibrium, my security in the midst of immense insecurity experienced and showcased worldwide? Discover, potentially some of you might have to discover and look into the shadow of some of the privileges, of some of the access to funds at this time, and to see how can I shift my life just a little bit. Do I need to always get those designer goods? Do I always need to purchase those really expensive jewels? Or with that, can I simplify? They're almost sharing, they're like, look at the possessions you have. This is a good time for you to simplify, to see which ones are held dear, kind of like what I was sharing with the jewelry of the ancestors, like the amulets, things that are held dear and will support you moving forwards. But this is a good time to clean and clear house of the excess stuff and to simplify. So to see how can I go forwards simply? Because then I will feel more secure and more capable if I amend my spending habits. Do you see what I mean? If I amend this little change, this little way, it's not saying bad you because you have money. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't feel bad about it, but it's just going in our different access points. They're just inviting us to look at what you possess and the ways that you spend things, spend income, spend the things that are coming into you. How do you put them out back? Where do those funds go? Start to almost like in that simple statement that encompasses all your skills and things and the things that are held dear to heart. In that statement, you can jot down this month and see what forms of like how then in me feeling secure, what do I need? What are the most important needs? As well as honoring that I will need some wants, right? Like some things to potentially bring joy and support the experience so that I can feel equilibrium within. While also knowing that I may need to watch where I'm throwing my funds. Spend wisely for many, 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 many things and people need help. And if we learn how to do that, they're almost sharing there could be more flow. Do you see? More flow naturally to help and aid each other. So that then we don't have to continue feeling like we're doing it in units, doing it in family units and houses alone, keeping all the fears around funds in the family. They're like expanded out a bit. See how and when you have the courage to ask for little bits of help. And see also then when you feel capable and willing and filled with joy to share some help out. Oh, woo. I am just checking in to see if there is further message from this that is most pertinent and relevant, because my intention for an hour, of course, has come to an end. Hmm. They're like over and out. Good. They're just more so now just mention that like message, guidance, spirit. You'll see that I am increasing the amount of things I'm sharing freely this month. Do you see? To support these processes. So to be aware that on YouTube, of course, there will be breathing practices that I just shared. There will be another tarot connection. I believe it's pre-full moon, the Friday beforehand. There is going to be some big events that I will be sharing and co-facilitating to support further mutual aid. And please, if you ever feel the nudge, join me on Patreon, even as a free member. For that is where I will share some channeled writings. And as well, there are practice groups whenever you so choose to step in, to study with ether, to receive some ancestral connection, and to connect and how to travel through and navigate the lands of the body and our earth. I am doing and I will endeavor in multiple platforms. That's kind of what they're just sharing that I need to kind of like say now. Is that from my YouTube to my Patreon to even my Instagram, I will endeavor to support different ways, share little sips of things of spirit connection to assist in this month, for it is quite magnanimous. And last invitation is this being of moon, sun, and stars, collated and in agreement and in connection, that swims and moves through the one carrying the staff, the one feeling stable to be in their placement on this earth, to stand or to sit or to lie in tandem, in equilibrium with all the flux and the flow. Our faiths and trusts are going to be tested a bit. So to see in like less mental chatter, call in simply. You know, at the beginning of this message, it was calling in simply, and I gave some very specific instruction. You're welcome to review for calling in the protector guardian of your lineage and how, like where they can be placed. So similarly, at the end, I love that it's now going, how can we then call in the big ones, right? The sun, the stars, the moon combined, the cosmos, all of the things that are in ether, in the spaces between, the things that aren't formed, but we sense within us, the things that breathe and ripple and share comfort from the deepest spot in heart to the furthest rhythms out and encompass us and embrace us. Find those simple words once again. It could be one. It could be source. Do you see? It could be anything. It could be water. Whatever brings immense faith and belief to the yard of your mind and your body in your terrains. To support you where human support leaves off. To support you in the places and spaces in the depths of your soul and in the nooks and crannies of your bones. Allow that in. Allow that in. It will help you. Many of us, even listening to this, will doubt if we are the crone, the hermit, right? The one carrying the staff in connection with, or the little child at the crossroads, uncertain of where to go, of which route to take, just waiting for assistance. This way, this way, this way. I love the open arms. Which way? Which way? Allow yourself to feed your child and care for your elders in both. We are multiplicity in action. Okay? So there will be aspects of you that can tend and care and share some gentle wisdom. And where your wisdom leaves off, let the need to know and process and discern all the things to its 10th and 10th and nth degree to just like subside a bit and just go, I can tap in. I can ask my body. I can ask my earth. I can ask my ancestors. I can ask for support for wisdom shared. I can ask for wisdom and support shared so that I don't have to think all the time and acquire all the time. So that then I can just be, and breathe. And to, even in that be, they're like, and then I can tend to the little baby into the part of me that just feels vulnerable and raw and uncertain and just wants maybe some playtime. Tend to both. Some of you may connect to animals in the ethers. Those animal spirits are very, very wise. Learn with them. They may give you simple things to learn with. But this is a time, they're like no mountaintop. This is not about trying then to like go up and beyond anybody else, right? And to sit up on your own, and then everybody just think of the old ways we did things of yesterday. Come to me, I have the wisdom. And it's like they're like, no more mountaintops. We meet each other on equal ground. We meet each other on ground. There's something very powerful about this being called a ground tarot, ground base, right? We are needing to be on ground in our practices with spirit to support like the hierarchy, the patriarchy, all the, all those things to start to crumble and dissolve a bit more. And I guess that's where I leave, because whenever I get to a complete fun circle of anarchy, I'm like, woo! this anarchist is like going, okay. That I hope that then that can support in knowing that, yes, many of these things and systems we will be observing, judging, and there will be many sides forming this month around things. And we'll think we know it all. And we'll feel really need to feel like we need to show our confidence and our strength in certain ways that it might be shown online. And just to honor all of you, the whole you, the aspects that know as well as the aspects that don't know, the aspects that are wise as well as the aspects that are innocent and true. And with that, it's 1 hour and 11 minutes. I'm very happy with that. Let's take a little gentle. That was a deep message. May you breathe. May you rub your body in areas that might feel aches. Lots of good movements. Deep gratitude for the earth, deep gratitude for the stones. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for your support. Deep gratitude for the waters. I love you. I love you. I love you. I help you. I keep you well. Deep gratitude for the air we get to breathe. And then within the movements within us, the condensation that grows and builds and moves between our lands and our waters within. How wondrous then that some of those breaths can turn to rain, to turn into the tears and the grief that we then breathe with and honor together. As we breathe, we honor our life, as well as we honor the lives that have been lost. The lives that have been taken. And we keep ourselves fortified, strong, satiated, hydrated, all the things, simply that we can continue to strive to live on and to support more growth, more harmonics in our internal and external equilibriums. Deep prayers. Much love. Take care. Until next time.